Coming up on SportsCenter from Los Angeles, Game 5 for the Warriors and Rockets. It came down to the final seconds and left year's champs on the brink of elimination. It's tournament time in college baseball. We got some May Madness to show you. Plus, the latest on the NFL's national anthem ruling, including some candid reaction from various players. All ahead on SportsCenter. Hey, welcome to the show. He's Neil Everett. I'm Stan Barrett. After a slugfest in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Wednesday, and even more unlikely one in the West Thursday night. We've gone from blowouts to slugfest.
Yeah, this was an Ugg fest. Ugly but beautiful at the same time. That's the beauty of the game. Best of 3, Houston with the home court. The Santa Fe Survivors in the house, and it was the Rockets who looked like the better team in the first half, but it was all tied going into the third. That's where we are. Rockets down by 1. Chris Paul, who was 0 for 7 in the first half, hits it on Steph Curry, and then look at this. So the degree of difficulty high, and then he goes Danny Terrio dance fever. He does the shimmy. So the Splash Brothers, and Houston's got Shimmy and Jimmy. Jimmy couldn't throw it in the ocean standing on the beach, so Shimmy better take over. Chris Paul over David West. Again, degree of difficulty rather high. J.J. Watt was there. Great human being. Justin Timberlake there. Great entertainer, also a friend of the program. James Harden was 5 for 21. He's missed his last 20 three-pointers. That's a higher percentage shot right there. He steals that, dunks it, Rockets by 6. Steve Kerr, Pepto-Bismol. Curry, floater, went 2 of 8 from 3. The Warriors cut it to 4. Just over 4 minutes to go. Paul, pass Looney over Draymond Green, and Steve Kerr. And listen, let's go. Come on, Jimmy. Get in it. Paul's fired up. Green working on his offensive rebounding. Got it. Rockets still up by 1. Next Rockets possession. We got a $1:20 something left. Harden. Eric Gordon. 13 of 43. Just 30%. The Rockets from the 3. Gordon 24 to lead Houston in scoring. Remember, he's the guy coming off the bench. Green wide open. 1 of 2 from 3. That's the one. Let him know. Let him know in Houston you're on. Next Rockets possession. Paul driving, working on Cook. Can't get it to go. Green. But look at Paul's down. Chris Paul's down. Green to Cook. It's 4 on 5. Bucci said they're in a power play. Quinn Cook can't shoot that shot. I mean, he had to, but he can't. You've got to look for Curry. You've got to look for somebody else. Or you've got to make it. Paul had to leave the game. He can't make it. You can see the action at the other end as Paul. So now Paul's got to watch the final 20 seconds. Warriors by 1. Curry. Man, he made so many of those. Those floaters, those running floaters. Stan and I said, oh, that's going in. Doesn't go in. Green tried to tip the rebound. Ariza got it. He's a 74% free throw shooter during the playoffs. Hits the free throw. Now look at Steve Kerr. We're going to help you out. We're putting it around, okay? Missed the second one. Kerr. I'm watching him, okay? Kerr, explain what's going on, because that pass proved costly right there.
You know, it's one of those plays where if you get the immediate timeout, you get to advance it. And the ball kind of squirted loose, and you know, I was calling timeout. Sometimes they'll give it to you, but Draymond, because he fumbled it, it bounced. They said he took a dribble. It's kind of a judgment call. So now we got to go full court with 6 seconds left.
Well, you set it up, Coach. Got to go full court with 6 seconds left. Here's the play they drew up. A 2 to tie, a 3 to win, a fumble! Draymond Green took his eye off the ball before he got it in his hands. Rockets recover, and now the question is, will the Warriors be able to recover? And will Chris Paul be recovered for Game 6?
What he did was remarkable when we were kind of teetering. He made 2 or 3 threes. That's just his heart. That they weren't great shots. They were nothing, and he made something out of nothing. And it was his heart and his will to win. And I don't know how many times, you know, everybody's got to see it in the league that and he's one of the best players, you know, that played the game. And just his will alone and what it means to basketball, I don't know. If you can't root for him, then I think you got some problems.
He made some huge shots tonight, some really tough ones that were kind of deflating at times when he double pump faked and threw it in, but that's basketball, and he's a great player.
He's been doing it all year long, and he just manages to get those shots off and make big plays. You know, that's he was built for it.
He's laying it out on the line. You know, he's getting everything he got, and that's what you want out of any of your players, any of your teammates. Honestly, man, I don't see CP not playing next game. I really don't. I know he's probably been going through some pains, but you know, he's a warrior.
If you can shimmy on somebody else, you got to be all right getting shimmied on. So I'll keep shimmying, and maybe he will too. So we'll see what happens.
I'm not sure he wanted to go with he's a warrior there, though.
No, exactly. You know, he's a rocket. Right. Okay, so Chris Paul has been battling injuries all season, and the hammy's been one of them. Houston 15-9 without him this season, nearly as many losses as they had in 73 games with him. Now, the other side of the shimmy is Jimmy, who's missed his last 23s. What's wrong with James Harden?
Nothing. I'm just missing shots. But we're winning, you know, and I'm trying to compete on the defensive end and do other things to, you know, help my team win. But if we got a guy like Eric Gordon making shots, you know, and being aggressive, you know, who cares?
No, it's the Western Conference Finals. It's a big deal. Am I right, man? I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, he's struggling.
That just looks crazy.
Yeah, Harden's missed his last 23 point attempts. He missed his last 9 in Game 4, missed all 11 in Game 5. He joins John Starks as the only players in NBA history to shoot 11 threes in a playoff game and make none of them. Starks did it in Game 7 of the 94 Finals. Warriors, your turn.
I think they know that we could have won this game, could have won the last game. I think they're sitting in there and they're angry, as they should be. You know, they're competitors. This is the worst situation we've been in since Kevin's been here. And we're 2 wins from making the NBA Finals. So that's a pretty good worst situation to be in.
I'm surprised, but it's a 7-game series for a reason. It's not time to panic or press, and I've been in worse, believe it or not.
Kind of guess what the final score would be between the Rockets and the Warriors. Neither team getting to 102 straight games. Probably, I don't know what the odds are on that. So defense is high right now. We got to continue that effort. Just make a couple more plays to take care of our turnover problem we've had the last two games, and just build some momentum back to our side. And we have an opportunity to do that.
All right, Warriors, according to Second Spectrum, Golden State averaging 58 passes fewer per game than they did entering the series. So they've kind of gotten into that bounce thing that Houston's been doing too. They're running more than twice as many isolation plays, and their assist opportunities are way down. Game 6 is Saturday. Well, Steve Kerr sounded like, you know, glass half full. Listen, our show is not nearly half empty. Michael Wilbon, Stephen A. Smith, Stan Verrett, me. We're talking about this for the next hour.
Commissioner Roger Goodell said Wednesday that NFL owners voted unanimously for the league's new policy requiring players to stand for the national anthem or remain in the locker room. But the matter was not put to a roll call vote, unusual for a major resolution. Instead, the league asked for a show of hands. When it got no nay votes, that was it. The 49ers owner Jed York said later that he abstained. The Raiders' Mark Davis also abstained, according to a report by ESPN's Seth Wickersham. The NFL denied that report, but Davis confirmed it on Thursday. Meanwhile, the anthem protest prompted reaction from the White House once again.
Well, I think that's good. I don't think people should be staying in locker rooms, but still, I think it's good. You have to stand proudly for the national anthem. Well, you shouldn't be playing. You shouldn't be there. Maybe you shouldn't be in the country. You have to stand proudly for the national anthem. And the NFL owners did the right thing if that's what they've done.
Now, reactions from players varied. The Saints' Demario Davis questioned the rule, saying real patriotism is loving your country enough to sacrifice for it, but also to call it when it's wrong. Some players sounded as if the rule would not prevent them from protesting. Others indicated they planned to stand for the anthem regardless of the rule. Here's a sample.
I'll say, to me, it's disgusting. You know, I'll say it's disgusting because of our amendment rights, you know, our First Amendment rights. We have freedom of speech, right, freedom of protest, so because somebody decides to protest something, now we have to be kicked out the country. You know, everybody's not going to agree on things. Everybody's not going to have the same opinion on things. So just because someone, you know, disagrees or has an issue with something that's going on in this country doesn't mean that they should leave, pack up and leave. That's absurd, in my opinion.
That's probably the best way to do it. The NBA's been doing that for 20 years and they haven't had an issue, right?